Nice to see you. This is Animal Henry from the Animal series of Series 3, where they include many different minis. And Henry is a snake. He is such a snake that they made it and got several versions of him. Several, I say, as he adds to the intrigue of it all. Heck, for a long time, this Henry was used for my Travis. Green wheels and all. Okay? Eventually, I changed them to black because they generally look better. The green really does stand out. Overall, this is unique for Henry. It's a much brighter green than he is normally. And honestly, it's nice showing off a Henry in this collection. Join me next time as we look at another Thomas Mini. See you all later. Oh no, we're back at the locos, and mine's covered in all this ooze. Oh. Hold on, that may not be a bad thing. Because here we have Slime Bash. Granted, he is another login loco, but the slime is intentional. As this is come from one of the more recent series, Slimed. You can see his face where he looks like it's just caked in purple slime. Honestly, it looks kind of gross at times, but I mean that intentionally. That it looked intentionally gross, because he's covered in slime. Characters like Ashima, James, and Charleston Truck all have this too. And it really makes for an effective detail. It really looks like something happened to him, like some sort of chemical or ooze spilt on him. And then we're seeing some of the paint overcome by the slime. Heck, his door is barely even visible. Well, that's all for now. Join me next time as we look at another Thomas Mini. We're diving deep with our next one. Here we have Aquarium Gator. This is the second time Gator has been part of a water subset series. Of course, you all know the Orca Gator that but this one's a bit different. Aquarium Gator is based off of aquarium sea creatures. You got some rocks, a turtle up top of his roof. It's a very set. I have all the aquarium minis. Honestly, I do have a bit of a soft spot for these things, so it's not exactly like I have what about, but it definitely is an odd subset. One thing that again, he's a very weird shape to adapt into minis. He's an elongated tank engine, so in this one, and I think they always try their best with this. Okay, the entire top half is basically just a turtle shell. So I keep on getting vibes that he's spawning Crush from Finding Nemo. Well, that's all for now. Join me next time as we're looking at a Thomas Mini. Shoo, shoo, shoo. That's a one fast mini. Here we have Racers Spencer. So Spencer's always known for being with a fast engine and soda. In fact, Spencer's brother Mallet holds the land speed record. But while Spencer is fast, this version makes him look even faster. So, okay, this one has almost looks like some racing stripes. He has got a round spot, and he has a red light. They didn't even add that, but it's a nice little add detail. This is from Series 1, so it's a bit of a weight in him. You can hear me shaking him. And, okay, and he's one of my older Spencers. I think I had a class interview during this time too, so he's nothing new, but great. Well, that's all for now. Join me next time and look at another Thomas Mini. Here's a mini that's out of this world. It's Space Sydney. Oh my! Yeah, one tentacle goof here. This is not associated to my mini though. Okay? Every Space Sydney model, for some reason, has Diesel's eyebrows, or maybe even his face. This is supposed to be Sydney, and yet it has Diesel's face. I don't think you need to be a Thomas and Friends fan to know the difference between Sydney and Diesel. But in simplicity's sake, Sydney has triangular eyebrows while Diesel does not. I mean himself, I like the intergalactic designs and all, and this was really during the latter period of the Space Marines, but my god is that mix-up that they decided to do. And it's really bizarre. I guess I forgot and they just didn't realize until after they shipped it. But man, that's gonna make some awkward Christmas cards. Well, it's over now. Join me next time and looking at Toss Me. Whew, this one stinks. Figuratively, not really figuratively, but also kind of same veins. This is a Whiff, and he's a bit smelly. I mean, I'm sure you can recognize him. Whiff, I always found Whiff to be super hilarious with his glasses. He looks almost like a goober at times with his glasses. Like, he's like this giant nerd character in the show. I don't mind the glasses, as his glasses do give a unique look to him. Okay, but I always find it funny. The one downside to Whiff Toss Me, though, is that he's a repaint of Thomas, and that is not a good main to use for Whiff. Whiff and Thomas are really not alike in terms of a lot of things. They're both tank engines, but that's where the similarities stop. Okay? Whiff is close to the size of characters like Arthur and Bell. I don't know why they use Thomas, because I'm thinking, oh great, now just a green Thomas that has a Whiff's face on it. And that's really the main issue here. Okay? He's just way too short to represent Whiff, and this looks like a green Thomas, which, not gonna lie, we've seen green Thomases before. Well, that's all for now. Join me next time and look at Toss Me. Who is Rosie, everybody? Well, kind of. This is what Rosie looked like beforehand. For those who don't know, Rosie has had kind of two different liveries. One was the red livery, which we'll get to way later in the future. And the other is this lilac/lavender/pink livery. I've never been too sure on the colors. It looks lavender to me sometimes, but I can also see the argument for it being pink. So it really is up to your interpretation, I'd say. But the odd thing is that this would have been used for two reasons. For one, it was marketing potential. A pink train is going to be much easier to spot on the shelves. And two, I think it was because of girls, honestly. I think that they explained this with Thomas Durst in either Unusual Bloke Luke's video or on the Uncle Tug's video, where Rosie was painted pink to appeal to girls. Honestly, either way, I actually prefer her red coat. It makes it look more and more distinct at times. Pink coat really looks like it was made for marketing purposes. And honestly, as I've gotten more and more used to the red coat, this thing really is just a nice keepsake. I don't even display the classics anymore. I just call this original Rosie. Well, all for now. Join me next time as we're going to Toss Me. Yo, ho, ho, and a bucket of pro, the chiller spins and the captain yawns. Oh, yo, ho, ho, and a bucket of pro, chiller spins and the captain yawns. Salty the Pirate. Well, I mean, Salty's already Toxic Pirate Day is basically, well, a yearly holiday for him, but instead of it being once a day, it's every day for him. But honestly, him being a pirate is so perfect. This is a character that lives and breathes being by the sea and pirates. This is a character who loves that. And this is perfect. Okay? The extra beard, the eye patch, the parrot, the sword, the map, the buried treasure, the skull and crossbones. It just screams Salty. And this is easily, hands down, one of my favorite variations of Salty. This is so perfect. Okay? It just screams that this is Salty. Okay? I even like that detail that the belt buckle is covering the name Salty. It's a nice little detail you don't get to notice a lot of these. Well, it's all for now, mateys. Join me next time as you're looking at Toss Me. Thomas! Just look what you've done to my breakfast. Now I have to go and buy more ice. Okay, just kidding. Who eats breakfast at 8:46 p.m. anyways? But what I can say is that Thomas did indeed come to breakfast. This is what they call Thomas Comes to Breakfast. I'm not exaggerating, by the way. That's literally what they call it. He's in series 2 of the Maze, and he's from the Core Moments. This is based off the episode of the same name. Thomas decides to drive himself inadvertently, and he inadvertently crashes in a window, ruining a happy family's breakfast time. Hence the name Thomas Comes to Breakfast. This is actually the way Daisy was introduced in series 2. After all, how else can I make a mini that looks like Thomas, after he came to my breakfast? Now I have to buy more from him. I'll have to slam the door angrily every time he shows. Well, that's all for now. Join me next time as I have more Thomas minis to look at. I come from a land down under, oil and glow and men plunder. Can you hear the thunder? Oh, you better run, you better take cover. Ooh. Okay, I'll stop. But you get my point right here. This is Shane from the land down under, Australia. Shane is our 50th mini we're taking a look at in this series. And as such, he has some special significance. Shane's always been a mixed character in this series. His time episode scene 23 is what I've considered one of the worst episodes ever. But honestly, other than that, this mini probably is an okay rendition of Shane. I don't know if but Shane kind of looked like a tank engine actually when I first picked him up. But he's a 2010 engine. I guess just the odd proportions. His face is also really small, probably the tiniest in Thomas mini form. He's kind of a mixed bag, honestly. I liked him at first when I bought him, but then I kind of seen some more of his flaws. Well, that's all for now. Join me next time we look at a Thomas mini.